Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started, and then as people just jump on, they can catch up, and then anyone who's watching the recording, yay, good job. Okay, thank you everybody for who tagged their people for tonight's meeting. We do this every single month. So every first day of the month at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, we will have this meeting. So if you want, you can put a recurring note or thing on your calendar like I do that reminds me to do stuff because it's always the first day of the month. And I'm upping the excitement. Oh, that reminds me, I need to write who's on here because I will do a drawing afterwards. I was gonna try and do it during, but I'm not sure that I could handle that. So let me write everyone's name down real quick. But I'm gonna start sending out happy mail for people who get on. So, and then when you get your happy mail, you can post on the team page and be like, oh my gosh, I won this for being on the call. Get people excited. Okay. Okay, whose iPad? You look really familiar and I cannot, oh, that's my awful brain. Wearing glasses. Jennifer, that's right. Jennifer. I was like, I know you. I have the worst memory, so it's not you, it's me. Let's see, Lene, Sarah, and Stacy. Okay. Got a message. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. Normally we have someone do announcements. You can't see Whitney. So you might have to change. Oh, I need to type back to her. She's the one who needs to see Whitney, not listen to me. Chat. Okay, we'll give Sarah a minute. Excuse me, I have like a frog in my throat. And of course I got it right before. Okay. Okay, good. They found each other. Yay. Perfection. There we go. Okay, I have to keep my notes up. All right. So sorry if I keep having to clear my throat. I think I've been drinking too much soda, super healthy, and not enough water. All right, so first, that's what I was saying. So normally we have a director come on and just do some quick announcements, but this whole night is pretty much in-depth announcements. So that's right, we're gonna go with it. And then if you have any questions, feel free to unmute or post in the chat box. So first, who raised your hand if you watched Orville and Heidi's live last night? Nice. So I think all of you raised your hands. So good. So I'm just going to do a quick review of that. Amazing. They've hired over 700 employees in the last 3 months to keep up. I always thought I swear at the beginning of June they said 100, but I must have misheard. So it is 700. That includes more people at our warehouses. All 3 warehouses started a night shift back at the end of May. And then they've also hired, okay, so they did say 100 at the end of last month. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just all of a sudden hired a 10 more. But either way, we've added a 10 more in shipping. I think they've added more in, not warehouse, manufacturing to actually make more products for us because they can't keep up. And then also they've hired more people in the consultant support. And they are still obviously doing social distancing everywhere, which has been hard mainly for consultant support because so many things change almost on a daily basis. So they're still working on communication. So if you ever call in or send a message and they tell you something and you're like, I don't feel like that's right, just be patient because a lot of them are still working from home or they're completely spread out. And so if anyone has any tips for Erica, feel free to help her type in that box for me. So they're kind of spread out. So it's not like they can just lean over and ask a friend or all that. So just be patient. Shipping is getting caught up. So that's good. I've noticed that all of a sudden my orders are just coming in faster and faster, which is exciting. And one thing I posted about it on the group page last week, but if you are contacting consultant support, either submit a ticket or call, but do not do both. So if you submitted a ticket, that's different than the chat box, then please wait for them to respond. Sometimes you can sit on hold and then you get on hold, but then now they're coming back to your ticket that you submitted. So if it's not time sensitive, submit a ticket and be patient. If not, call. And if you call, be sure to have all the information that you're going to need. So for example, if you're calling because you have a defective diffuser, have an order number ready that you can give them. Have your consultant ID number ready. If you're going to ship it to the customer and not to you, have their address ready, because they're not going to allow you to stay on hold and then call the customer, hey, this is what it is. They're going to be like, okay, you're going to have to call back because we have a long wait time. So please have everything ready when you call. All right, transition month. This is kind of a newish thing for us because it's July and not August. If you've also noticed, there is no 10% off this month for those of us who've been around. That is mainly, I did a post, I don't know, some point in July, there is a news tab article about it in the workstation. There's no 10% off mainly because we can't handle it. Well, corporate can't handle it. We could totally knock, their socks off, but I think the whole thing would come crumbling down. We wouldn't have any product left. And we're doing just fine right now as it is with all the product that we have. So that is mainly why they're not doing it. I don't think we've had any issue though with that. There's no one complaining yet. So I think it'll be fine. There are certain business supplies that are 10% off. You'll notice your catalogs, many things that aren't, basically for the same reason. It's not that Scentsy couldn't plan on some of these things, but they're also having a hard time getting things from other manufacturers, things like that. Right now, there's only current transition testers available for the fall winter. You'll notice that you can't buy like the whole set. So that's mainly because they are keeping the large sets together for new recruits. If they start selling large sets, and have a bunch of people sign up because of this wonderful new incentive and it's a great time, then they're going to run out of testers. So that's another reason. Okay, moving along. Discontinued products. This is something I want to make sure, and I will do a post probably tomorrow on this, but I didn't realize this was happening until I saw someone else post on our Superstore Director page. Once the product, if a product is on the discontinued list and it sells out, it's gone. Because they're trying to stay caught up with current available items that will continue into the next catalog, and then also preparing to get more fall winter products so we have less that will sell out, they are not going to ask their either our facilities that are in Idaho or China to make more warmers. It's just gone. So that might give you a slight panic attack, but it's also, hey, don't wait to follow up with your customers at the end of the month. Don't wait to place that order. If you have it ready, go ahead and place it. You still can, through the end of the month, add, oh geez, I hope my dog's not gonna bark. I think it's UPS bringing me my Scentsy package. You can still add the bar to the Scentsy Club for Always Get My Bar, even if it's discontinued. Any other product though, once it's gone, it's gone. So, all right, there he goes. Yep. Okay, so follow up. You can do a search in your contacts tab in your workstation. You can search by product, and that will bring up anyone that has placed, if you have two things, if they've ordered online, or if they have, if when you've put their information in on a party and you've done it the correct way that you should be doing it, and you've put their information and the order underneath them, that will show up in the contacts tab as well. If you use Amy, you can do the same thing. You can search by a product. That will bring up that information. You can also, if you're old school, you can go through old order forms in the last few months, or past, like farther than that, especially cinnamon vanilla. Anybody? Like, super shocked and sad about that. I mean, really surprised about that when that one has been around legit forever. So, yep, don't hold orders. Let's see, I'm going down my list. Okay, back orders. Continue to watch the workstation. There is a post under the news tab called Product List Update, I believe. There was one posted today. A ton of stuff came back in stock. So if you haven't gone and seen that list, it's under the news tab and it stays pretty, you know, sometimes it's most relevant and the way it's filtered. It usually is right there amongst like the top 4 things to click on. It will say product list update, click on it, and it will not only show things that just came back in stock, but it will also show things that are on back order that you can only order through the workstation, or things that are not available. And then they've added the discontinued product list that are completely sold out. So if you ever have any questions and you're like, why isn't this popping up? You can go there and double check. I've had to do it multiple times within the last week. Even Lene and I were texting today about a product and going, where is this? Oh, this is why. So feel free to look there often. I will try and keep the one on our group page up to date, but it's almost near impossible because they update it every day. So check your workstation often. If you get an order in from a customer, and what I used to do, or I guess our new normal, our new Scentsy normal, is I would just write it down and go, here's the total, no big deal. But now, before I reply back, because most of mine are through text message, I will go and double check that everything is available before I'm like, yes, I got you. The warmer of the month is on back order, the letterboard. Hopefully no one was too surprised about that. It did last a couple of hours longer than I had anticipated it would. So if people still want to order it, you can still talk all about it, but it's just on back order. We do not have any ship dates yet. As soon as we have those, we'll let you know. I'm sure that with by Friday, we'll have an idea of when items will be shipping. Again, don't hold your orders if you can. Refer people to ordering online. So there's also a news tab article, if you haven't seen it, on room sprays. Of course, this is out of Scentsi's hands. It's the material, like the bottle and the sprayer is on back order through their manufacturer, like buy that specific product. The August Scent of the Month kit will not have a room spray in it. Instead, you'll get 2 bars, which is actually a better deal. So, you know, there's that. And I don't know about you, but I always have a hard time selling my room spray in my Scent of the Month kit. So I find that a win-win. And then there will be other potential room spray back orders through the fall catalog because of the same issue. Same thing with Scentsy Fresh and Counter Clean. The sprayer, they are having a hard time getting from the manufacturer. This is just a hunch, but I'm assuming that it's the same type of manufacturer that is probably just pumping out all kinds of antibacterial sprays because people keep buying them in the store. So I'm assuming that it's probably the same type of situation. And so if you have a customer, you'll notice that they're 10% off. And I even forgot, I was like, oopsies, they forgot to, you know, let Scentsy Fresh know that it's not 10% off this month because I ordered some, but it's not coming with the sprayer. So if you already have some in your like stock or you've ordered your Counter Clean before, keep your sprayer. Do not throw it away. Write on there with a permanent marker to make sure your family knows. Do not throw this away because you're going to need it. I'm sure you can use a different, if they did, I'm sure you can use someone else's, like go to the store and I don't know, Dollar Tree might have something, but just know that's why there's a discount on that. Bathroom cleaner normally has the, is it white or is it yellow? Is it white? And the other ones are yellow? Something like that. One of them's a different color. The bathroom cleaner is a different color than the other ones. And because it has the foam, it will now be black because that's what they could get. So we get what we get and we don't throw a fit, right? So if it comes like that and you're like, what the, it's black. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Scentsy Club, I did questions. No, I did a live. Dang it. I did a live on Monday. Yeah, I think it was Monday. If you have questions, feel free to ask now. Feel free to comment in the chat. Let me double check I haven't missed anything. Okay, I don't think so. Oops, there we go. So if you have any Scentsy Club questions, we will continue to answer those questions. We'll continue to talk about that throughout the whole month. We can even have a sit down and let's chat discussion and figure out what the best way to help your customer is. So we'll make sure and cover more of that, but we don't have to, you know, we've got time, so don't worry. Okay, now for more fun stuff. All right, we're going to talk about SFR and then we're going to talk about the incentive trip. So that was a quick, you know, I don't know, coverage of all the things that is happening. And like I said, just continue to watch the workstation. We will post as much and often as we can in the group page, but workstation is always your best bet if you're like XYZ. Like I'm going to use Lene as an example. I mentioned earlier how her and I were talking about a product. It was the Angel Buddy, and she's like, I can't find it. Is it sold out? So I went to the product list, couldn't find it on there. I almost posted and asked, and then I was like, let me go to the original Angel Buddy post or the news article. And I went in there and I skimmed through it, and it was only available through the end of June. So use the workstation, and I'll be doing the same thing. So if you contact me, I'll be like, I found it in the workstation. If you cannot find it anywhere and I can't, then we'll figure it out. But just so you know, a lot of the stuff's on the workstation. And I even don't read a lot of stuff. That's why I have to go back and look at it. Okay, so SFR. You have until July 10th to register. Who can tell me how much it costs to register for SFR? I see Kimberly. $11. Just $11. Okay? I'm going to tell you what you get for 11 bucks, which I don't know. That's like going out to eat one time, going to Starbucks twice. $11. This is all you can never go to SFR or World Tour ever again for 11 bucks. I guarantee you. $11, okay? It's available to watch for 30 days. So I think it's the 17th, or is it no, that's leadership. The 18th, you will get complete access to all of the breakouts. And I did record one of them, so they're really good. But you'll get access to all of them. Some of them are longer, so they're like that typical breakout. Some of them are shorter. If you've ever been to Scentsy Family Reunion, they have called, and it just left the, Cindy, help me out. You can walk through it, Lene. The expo. I did it on my own, it's fine. You have the expo where you can walk through, and it is like a squirrel being in a giant cage full of just nuts everywhere, and he doesn't know which one to go to. That's how often, that's how I feel. And I just go in and find a friend, and then we end up talking, and I never actually go to any of the booths. And there's probably 50 to 100 booths. Like, it covers different types of parties, different types of events. Facebook, social media, like literally any subject that you could come up with, they have a booth on it, and they'll have someone in that booth the entire time it's open, and you can walk up and they'll just be sharing ideas. So instead of having to go in and feeling completely ADD and overwhelmed, you can watch it little by little. Like, my segment was like 5 minutes. I talked about one of my favorite apps that I use for my business. So it's just very simple, and things will be labeled and organized and amazing. So starting on the 18th, you get to have access to that for 30 days. Plus, you get to watch SFR live. You'll get to find out where SFR is next year and where the incentive trip is next year. I mean, I'm really excited about the incentive trip. I know some people are like, well, I'm not going to sign up for $11 because I'll be at work. Well, guess what? That's recorded too. So if you don't get to watch it live, you can come home that night, sit back, relax, watch SFR. It's only, I think, 1 hour. No, one day is 2.5, 3 hours-ish. And then the next day is shorter. So it's only 2 days with a couple of hours each. Pop in your earbuds. No, dang it. I always say it wrong, like ear pods. And I was going to say it right, but I didn't. So pop in those and just listen. If you're on your way to work, you can listen to it the next day. There's just such great content that will be there. You'll get to see Orville and Heidi and their keynotes, and they're always really good. So yeah. So register. Everyone who registers will be getting a little piece of happy mail from me. So gonna want to register. The commemorative warmer, has anyone seen it yet? Yeah, it's so cool. So if you haven't seen it, you can go in the Scentsy family store, Scentsy Success store, whatever it's called now. And there's a little video. I'll see if I can get that posted tomorrow or tonight. But you can purchase it now as a pre-sale and it'll ship in November. But it's really neat. It's kind of like the InMotion warmer where it does that thing where it spins. Okay, our retreat. Holla if you're coming to the retreat. Is it just Lene? I think that's on here. I think it is. That's fine. I'm gonna call her out too again. So our retreat we are having here in Texas. It's just south of Fort Worth. If you know Texas at all, the DFW area. It's gonna be amazing if you come. Oh, I think Jennifer's coming too. And it'll be really great. We have a few different options if you still would like to come. But we know that we have some really awesome people that live a little too far to travel. So we're going to do a Zoom meeting. We're still figuring out the details, but it will be a really fun recap on SFR. There will be prizes involved, maybe a game or two. It's going to be great. So we're going to try and do that Saturday morning while we're at the retreat. But like I said, logistics have not been completely planned out. So I'll let everyone know when we're going to do that. But you're not going to want to miss it. And it's free 99 to get on the Zoom. Okay, who wants to talk incentive trip? Okay, any guesses as to where it will be? You can unmute or type in the chat. No guesses? Come on, guys, give me some guesses. I want to see them. Oh, I had it up. Okay, Disney. Okay, I've seen that one. Any other guesses besides Disney? Atlantis in the Caribbean, that would be fun. So on the director's page, there have been a lot of Disney guesses. A lot of, let's see, Disney Aulani, Disney Cruise, anything pretty much related to Disney. I secretly hope that it's like some type of resort, like maybe Mexico, all inclusive, so that my kids can eat whatever they want, whenever they want. I mean, I really miss, let's see, where was it? There was the Moon Palace Resort when we stayed in Cancun. It was pretty much all you can eat crepes all day, all night. It was the best. You just got in line, you're like, I want a crepe. They just crepes all day long. It was the best. So I'm hoping for that. Yes, Lene, that place was legit. And they have like an adults only side and a family side. So I'm like, oh, yes, let's do that. So um so I kind of wanted to talk incentive, how to earn it. Has everyone looked into it? Have you been on your workstation to look at the tracker and stuff? Okay, so if you haven't, you can go into your workstation. Here, I'm gonna log in and share my screen. Hold on. Leave me alone. Incentive. Okay. Whoop, where did y'all go? I'm gonna share my screen. I don't know if I've ever really shared my screen before. So this could be fun. Share. Okay. Y'all see it? Everything's good? Okay, so here you can come, it's just the incentive, it's the money sign. I've tried to memorize what all of these are and I still get them wrong. So if you do too, that's me too. So on the first page is just the overview. It's all of the points that you need. So if you're like, I'm just gonna earn for me, totally cool. So you only need 20,000 points, level 2, it's the trip for 2. The sponsoring points right here, I will go over that here in a minute. And then you can earn up to 6. If you have more than 6 people in your family, see this right here, earn more spots than you need, give them to a fellow consultant. So say you totally knocked this incentive out of the park and you earn, like the last time we had a family trip, I knew a consultant who earned for 8. She has 3 people in her family. So she was able to gift those spots to some other consultants that either, like, for example, I have 6 people in my family, so I'm going to need a whopping 94,000 points. I kind of did a preliminary, like, I feel like if I really push myself, I could do this. And I got to about 50,000 points. So someone like her could gift me points to get more family there. Or say there was a family of, you know, your family has 7, then someone can gift you a spot. So that's, I mean, what company does that? Okay, so you can go to track your progress. This is where that tracker is that I posted earlier. Oh, I have it somewhere. Oh, I even came prepared. I printed it off. You can still see me. This is what it looks like. You can even make notes up and down and then fill in your 1,000 every time. But that's where you can get the tracker if you want it. I have another tracker I'll talk about here in a minute. So how to earn. So this is where it breaks down. So I'll talk about this. Every PRV, like dollar per dollar, at least in the US, is 1 point. It is slightly different if you live outside the US, the breakdown, but every 1 PRV is worth 1 point. If you do 1,000 or more per month for 5 out of the 6 months, so maybe you don't do 1,000 this month, but you do 1,000 August through December, or vice versa, like July through November, you'll get another 2,500 points on top of the 1,000 you're already getting. Your personal promotions. So this is you guys. If you want to earn this trip, it's really going to be about all of this. It's not just we need to be heavy on the PRV or we need to be heavy on the recruiting. It's all of it. And if you're doing the recruiting, you're doing the sales, then you'll end up getting these promotion points. So look at all these amazing promotion points that you can get, right? Now, and anyone that you sign up, like look at that. Someone who signs up, you get them to certified, they get 1,000 points, and look, sponsor and promote to certified consultant, they get 1,000 points. So it's a win-win. Activity bonus, rank, paid at rank versus title. Someone, I swear, asked this on the page and then I couldn't go back and find it. So maybe they deleted it. What is rank versus title? We can have a whole lesson, which we will later on compensation plan. But basically, your rank is what you're getting paid at. If you're already an essential or certified consultant, that is your rank and your title. So for example, say you're certified and you just put in orders and you don't have anyone underneath you, you haven't recruited anyone, certified is your rank and your title. But say you promote to lead consultant this month and you get that 100 points this month. But say in August, you don't reach all the necessary things that it takes to hit lead because you start over every month, then you won't get paid at title points. Or to go one step further, if you're still following, say you're a star consultant, you made it this month, 300 points, but in August, you only did enough as a team to make lead consultant numbers. You would get 100 versus the 300. Does that kind of make sense? I'm just assuming. I can't see everyone's face. So like I said, if you have questions, feel free to pop those up. If you've sponsored anyone before July 1st and they haven't already gone certified, they're still essential, and then they hit certified now, you'll get 250 points. Big bucks comes from sponsoring now between December and getting them to certified. And then my screen is blocking this one, I can't see it. Oh, frontline promotion. So getting anyone on your team to promote to lead or star, which is another 1,000 points. So if like, no, I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, and if you earn grow with the flow, you have the option to split, you like to get points and stuff like that. Okay, so start earning points. This is what I love. Superstar directors used to have to do this on our own. We'd have to come up with all kinds of, this is how you earn it if you're this level. Thankfully, Sensi does it for us now, so we can focus on some other things. So if you're a certified consultant, between now and December 31st, they've broken it down to help you earn for at least one. So 1,000 PRV, 1,500 here. Obviously, you're not going to just stop at 1,000. It might be 1,024 or 1,200, but just for being simplicity's sake. So then you've got the PRV consistency. Say you sponsored a few, then they moved up to lead and star, but that helped you promote up to lead and star. You also got paid at rank, at lead, and at star for 3 months each. So say how it's the 6,000 sponsoring points that you need. That's anything not PRV based, really. But you have 20,000 points. So if you're like, okay, I need to earn 2, then kind of go back and double these numbers. You're gonna have to start stretching yourself. And what I like to do in any incentive is really front load the first 6 months. So I like to have the majority of my points in the first 3 months, maybe 4 months, because, and is, I don't know if Kayla's still on here because I can't, there she is. Kayla can testify to this, that you want to front load because she's a freaking rock star. You got what, 12,000 points in the last 2 weeks one time? Is that about right? Sorry, she didn't know I was going to call on her.
Yeah, I think it actually was 15 and it was in 14 days.
I mean, that's insane, you guys. But she woke up one day. I remember you texted me and you're like, I was laying in bed last night and I would just hate myself if I didn't try. And she totally knocked it. She had like, what, did you have 12 parties in 12 days?
I think it was something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And so some of those, it was PRV, she recruited, like she flipped parties, and she earned it. That was the Mediterranean cruise, right? Or was that?
Well, that one I did, yeah. That one I pushed towards the end too, but yeah, was it? Yeah, it was that one, yes.
Yeah, because you're like, no, I got to get him on the boat.
No, because I didn't get him. I wanted me.
Oh, it was just you.
Yeah, I wanted me all expense paid. I didn't want to pay anything because originally I was gonna do like whatever I'd have to pay for the flight, and I think.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, and so yeah, I think it was that one.
And were you like really stressed during that whole time?
Yes, and then I cried at the end.
Cried a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. So, have you learned your lesson, Miss Kayla?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had no intention to earn that incentive. Like I didn't have I was negative about it. Like there's no way I'm going to get it. And then I said, you know, what the heck? I'm going to give it a try. And I did. And yeah.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. That's for sure. Don't let the numbers scare you.
Good. I'm glad you said that. Okay, I think I'm done screen sharing. So let me go back so I can see all your faces, all your pretty faces. Okay, who's nervous about trying to earn this trip? So you're excited, but you're like, ooh, those points. Yes. Yeah, it is, right? And I even think like I went through and I was like, okay, I could totally earn it for me and my husband, but which kid am I going to choose? You know, so I haven't, I'll be honest. I've never earned a family trip before. One of them, the last two were for Disney World. And the first one, I can't remember what year that was, but the first one I was like, I hadn't really earned any trips in a long time. I was really negative about myself, and I would automatically, oh, excuse me, I'd automatically assume like, it's fine. Like I do the whole, it's fine. I'll just let other people earn it, which one doesn't make any sense because everyone can earn it. It's not like I'm taking someone else's spot. Um, I think for a long time I didn't feel like I could earn it, so why even try? Because then I'm going to be even more disappointed. And you know what I learned over those several years where I didn't try? I was even more disappointed in myself. But there is a time and a season for everything. So if you feel like that and you're like, I just can't, and then 6 months from now you're like, I just couldn't, it's totally fine and it will be okay. But I promise you that you will not be disappointed in yourself if you at least try, because you know what you'll end up getting, even if you only earn it for one or you miss it by this much. I'm like, this much, however much you miss it by, your paycheck will have increased because of it. So it's still a win-win. No matter what you end up doing, as long as you're trying to earn it, your paycheck will go up. Your business will continue to grow. They do these things for these trips for a reason. And I can certainly like testimony of that, of how if I just remain positive, have a growth mindset, if I listen to what people are telling me to do in my business, it actually works. So I've been there, promise. So if it's something that you want, reach out to your director, reach out to me. I'm not announcing anything yet, but I've got some ideas and programs in the works that will start in August. I haven't even told any of the directors yet because the ideas have been flowing last night and this morning, but it's really something exciting that will help not only help you earn the trip, but also be more successful in your business. So a lot of excuse busters. If you're like, I don't know where to start right now, go on to our group page. There's a thing called topics. If you're on the computer, it's on the top right. It's just like a bunch of little bubbles, and you can click, parties or follow up, or there's lots of different word like recruiting, and start there. There's so much information. If you're on your phone, you have to scroll down a little bit, and then all of a sudden there'll be this box with the same type of bubbles in it. So much information. All right. Any questions on that so far? Oops. I lost you guys. Hold on. I cannot see. Okay. Oh, Galaxy S9, who are you? You can even type it too. I need to write your name down so you can get entered in to win. Holly, that's right. See, I knew you, Holly, too. Okay. So set a goal now. I want you to set a goal. I will be posting this piece of paper. You can find this one. This one, Christina Stainbrook, she's a superstar director, has mega awesome talent. But this is a points planner. So if you like to plan out your like for example, if you're like, I need to do 2,000 PRV a month, you can't start doing that in August. You got to start now. And like I said, I like to front load the beginning. So don't just go, I'm going to wait till August to do a bunch of parties. Start texting people now. Start following up now. If you think of people that could, possibly be interested in a fundraiser, message them now. Don't wait. Get it on the books now. Get them thinking about it now. The longer you wait, the harder the hustle is and the more stress that you can put yourself under. So start, like I said, oh, geez, sorry. I'll post this tonight, but you can kind of plan it out. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. And then I like to print off one to plan out, and then I print one off that's blank, and then I'll fill it in as I go. I know there's an incentive tracker that is in the workstation. I do not know when it will be up. Typically, they're a little behind when it comes to the trackers because it does take so much code. So I like to kind of keep my own. And then because it's a family trip, I've already told my entire family, this is our goal. And so I want to put this where my entire family sees it and then mark it off. I already started looking at my kids like, you've got to start, selling Scentsy for me. Like let's do this as a family. So I'm going to put this on our fridge. And every time, I get 1,000 points, I'm going to color it in. So that way they get to see like the hard work that is being, done. And then if, I don't know, I'm not a very structured or balanced, I guess more balanced person. Sometimes I can spend 14 hours in my office and the next day I'll spend 20 minutes. But if they can see this is what you're working for, it helps a lot. They get excited, they want to come help you, or get your customers excited, tell them about it. Yeah. But consistency really is the key. So, and we've talked about this before on sharing. We've talked about follow-up. Like people come to me all the time and go, well, I want to be as successful as you. I want to have this much money a month. And it's the same, like pretty much 3 things all the time. You're sharing, you're asking, and you're following up. And follow-up kind of falls in line with sharing and asking. If you're sharing, remember we're shares people, not sales people. So if you're constantly sharing, like Brandy, which she might end up watching this later, we have been friends for probably 16 years, and we knew each other before we were both married. Thanks to Facebook, it's brought us back together. She has been a customer of mine for the last, I don't know, year or 2, like a very consistent customer. I've asked her to join multiple times and she didn't, or she would kind of, I don't know. And I'm not a pushy person. Remember, I'm a shares person. So I'm like, okay, well, whenever you're ready. Because I found if I'm pushing someone and they're not ready, then they're not going to be successful in the way that we want them to be successful. So I was just like, okay, whenever you're ready. And she just kept buying from me. And I'm like, oh, you could be earning money off yourself. And then she hosted a party for me in April. I was trying to hit annual sales, which PS, trying to earn this trip, like gets you that much closer to annual sales and annual mentor. So it's like a 2-for-1. But anyways, so I was going to ask her to join at the end of the party and go, hey, like, do you want to join? Like, we can flip it. All of these orders can be yours. And guess what? The week before her party, she signed up for another direct sales company. My heart was like, I really wanted to earn the grow with the flow incentive. And I was like, oh, she's going to be one of them. I know I can flip her. And she immediately joined. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was such a sucker punch. But I was like, okay, well, you know, whenever she's ready, I know she's going to join. So I posted last night about the incentive trips and how much fun they can be. And just, you know, like, why not? Why not join and try it? And she finally was like, oh my gosh, my daughter's been begging me to join. I just need to do it. And so I had a party to close today. So she joined with the hostess kit. So she's like, well, can I do both? I'm like, well, why not? So even if someone you think that you've been like, yes, they need to join, and they went and did something else, give them a little bit of time, but then ask them again, like, just join already. You're a great customer. Why not? So keep sharing, keep following up, keep asking. I'm going to do a huge follow-up tomorrow with a bunch of customers and reach out that I know I haven't. I haven't been doing my Amy consistently. So I'm going to up that consistent follow-up game starting tomorrow. And anyone who is like, yes, I need to order this, guess what? I'm going to ask them to host. And then guess what? I'm going to ask them to join. So don't be scared, because I guarantee you some of y'all are like me and you're like, nah, nope, not going to do it. This homegirl doesn't do that. She doesn't ask people to join. Okay, I've been there a million times and I'm still there all the time, right? It's still scary. But guess what? People don't hate you, you're like, and want to stomp on your guts if you ask them just a question. Okay, I promise. Like, you just ask them and say, hey, I got a free hostess kit. You want to join? Okay, no big deal. We can still be friends, right? It's not as scary as we make ourselves believe. I've been fighting that for almost 14 years, and it's still a little scary. But what I want more of is I want more success. I want more people to find success. I want all the things. I want this incentive trip. And so I'm going to read those, pump it up self-help books. I'm going to play loud music and get myself pumped up, and then I'm going to go do it. And if I start having doubt, the biggest thing that I've learned, at least for myself, is that when I start to doubt myself, I have to flip it around. I got to find something positive, whether it's a song, whether it's, you know, calling my best friend and going, oh my gosh, I'm in a bad mood, help me out. Whether it's listening to a good book. I've talked about it a ton, but I love nonfiction. I love any self-help or autobiography. I love, you know, hearing a celebrity go, I was at rock bottom for years and couldn't get a job, and then overnight I became a success because I didn't give up. Those are the things that motivate me and go, well, if they can do it, I can do it. So you just have to flip the script. Instead of filling your head with negative thoughts, flip it around and find things that will fill it with positive thoughts. Mel Robbins, in her 5-4-3-2-1, she spoke at a Sensi thing. I don't remember if it was SFR or a leadership thing, before she wrote the 5-second rule. And that stuck with me. And so even now when I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to go take care of my kids. I don't want to make dinner. It's okay, 5-4-3-2-1, I can do it. Let's go, right? If you're struggling and you're like, Shelly, I need a hug. I'll send you a virtual hug. You know, just reach out or post on our group page and go, I'm struggling. What has been working? What isn't? How could I word something differently? Sometimes it's just, have you ever gotten a text message from someone and you don't know how they meant it? And you're like, well, did they mean that? Like, if we were in person, would they have wanted to punch me in the face or give me a hug? You know, and you're kind of like, oh, it's the same thing with your message. So if you're reaching out and going, hey, want to join Sensi? It can come off as, hey, want to join Sensi, or want to join Sensi? Right? So look at that sentence and go, I could add an emoji here. I could put some exclamation points. I could add, oh my gosh, OMG girlfriend, I would love for you to join Sensi, right? Still make it your own, but if they can better read the way that you're meaning it, it comes off more as meaningful and people get more excited. So if you're like, this isn't working, post it and go, what's a better way that I could word this? And I do it all the time. And then I've learned that, you know, those people that we like follow and we're like, oh my gosh, they write so well. They're just so amazing. I could never write that well. It's because they'll spend an hour deleting, rewrite, deleting, rewrite, delete, rewrite. And I finally understand that. Like it doesn't just free flow out of them automatically and be awesome. Like it takes a lot of editing, and nowadays, you know, we get to add in emojis and caps and small caps and hashtags. So all of that makes a huge difference in this awesome technological world we're in. All right. So we have 3 minutes. Any last minute questions? When Gisela's on. Okay. After this, I'm going to hop off, do our quick drawing, and post who won. And then I'll get your happy mail sent out most likely tomorrow. I'm so excited y'all got on, and hopefully you got some good nuggets out of this. And like I said, if you are trying to reach any type of anything, the incentive trip, you want to promote, you just want more XYZ, let's talk, let's chat, let's get it going. All right. And special thank you again to Whitney for getting on and signing for us. We soups appreciate you. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful Wednesday evening and a good rest of the week, and happy 4th of July. Bye.